The Universal Church, the Indian Church, and the Carmelites all over the world greatly rejoice as another Carmelite, Blessed Euphrasia CMC, is canonized by the Holy Catholic Church on 23rd November 2014 in Vatican City. This historic moment calls for thanksgiving to God for this ineffable gift the Mother Church showers on us. The occasion also offers us a challenge to accept and follow the spiritual model she presents to the world in the person of Blessed Euphrasia. Mother Euphrasia lived life in all its simplicity and accepted prayer life as the very mission and purpose of her life. Her intimate union with God made her a blessing for everyone and gave out its fruits to everyone who came in contact with her. And today, the Church recognizes and approves her meritorious life as an ideal for all of us to follow. Little Rosa was born on October 17, 1877 at Kattur in Kerala. Even as a young girl, she discerned her vocation to religious life and joined the boarding house in the convent at Kunamau. It was the desire of her heart to become a Carmelite nun in the religious order founded by Blessed Kyriakos Elias Chavara, who also is canonized at the same ceremony in Rome. Ill health continued to torment the young girl and posed a threat to her in pursuing her vocation. Her deep faith came to her help, and she took recourse to fervent prayer, and by a miraculous vision of the Holy Family was completely healed, and she won admission to religious life. Fully resolved, Euphrasia began religious life in the Carmelite convent at Ambarakad and took the religious name Sister Euphrasia of the Sacred Heart. Her devout parents had instilled in her the right disposition, deep faith, and a fervent devotion to the Blessed Mother. No storm could deter the young nun from her vocation, and this gave her a character and a strong will. No amount of suffering, misfortune, or crisis ever weakened her vision, nor diminished the ardent zeal with which she began religious life. She was ever prepared to accept more sufferings and offered them for her own personal sanctification and that of all people whom she knew. She adopted Blessed Virgin Mary as her own mother and model, and would cling to her mediation, guidance, and support. And she never failed her. She would often say, "God alone is my portion." She made the enclosure of the convent she lived the garden of her life, where she sought, found, and nurtured all life's virtues. Every moment and every opportunity was a time for her, a time of grace and blessedness. The beads of the rosary always rolled in her palm. Her lips incessantly sang the Marian hymns. Her heart was immersed in meditation of the divine mysteries, and her countenance always reflected the joy of being in the presence of God. People felt she invariably radiated an angelic smile and gave everyone the fragrance of sanctity. Mother Euphrasia is a perfect model of intercessory prayers, the Christian act of praying for one another. She was a powerful mediator for all who sought her help in their spiritual and temporal needs. It is said, children of the convent school were the first to seek her mediation, and they were the first to benefit from the spiritual treasures of this humble nun, who they saw spending long hours in prayer in the corner of the convent chapel. And she never stopped praying the rosary. It was her most powerful weapon. Students would throng, especially during the examinations and other special occasions of their life, to seek her blessings and the prayer support. The smiling nun was more than happy to help them all, a mission she continues from heaven. All through her religious life, St Euphrasia had only two official responsibilities to perform. Even as a young sister, she was made the novice mistress, which she continued for 9 years, until she was asked to take over as the Mother Superior of the convent at Ulur. She adorned her days and accomplished her duties with prayer and penance, as though she did not possess any other skill in management. They were her only tools for successfully carrying out her responsibilities in a large convent. She surrendered herself to the will of God, who she trusted would make all things possible for her in His great benevolence. She entrusted the administration of the convent to the Sacred Heart of Jesus and herself installed the statue of the Sacred Heart at the entrance of the courtyard of the convent. Her special devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus was the source of all inspiration and strength for the otherwise fragile nun. Soon people endeared her as the praying mother. She found the fulfillment of her vocation and the joy of religious life in praying for others. She was blessed with the supernatural gift of the mystical union with God, and she enjoyed the gifts of the Holy Spirit. Mother Euphrasia took special care of the Christian upbringing of all children in the school. She consoled them with her soothing words in their difficulties and prayed for them, and never forgot to add a piece of advice which was always useful in their future life. As a superior, she was diligent and prudent in exercising her duties. She equally cared for all the sisters in the convent with her motherly affection and gave special attention to the young and the old, the sick and the suffering. She was never averse to nurse sisters with contagious diseases, and those that were completely bedridden and dependent. Mother Euphrasia's novices, many of them are still alive, testify to her holiness and the special virtues she practiced. It is with fondness and amazement they recall the sweet memories of having lived with her and personally witnessed her sanctity. They hold her in great admiration and thank God for the grace of having ever lived in the company of a saint. Mother always instructed the workers of the convent to pray incessantly and offer up all their labor to the greater glory of God. Mother Euphrasia died on the 29th of August 1952 at the age of 75 and was buried in the vineyard of her life. It is amazingly a miracle that the exuberance of her holiness spread far and wide when she was alive, and even more after her death. It was her spontaneous response whenever she received a small favor from anyone to say, "I shall not forget this favor even after my death." She now continues to shower her spiritual blessings on thousands who visit her tomb to pray for various needs, and thus fulfills her promise. Our church is greatly blessed by two saints of our own soil who lived among us and in our own times. Blessed Kyriakos Elias Chaura and Mother Euphrasia. May these great souls continue to inspire us and challenge us to holiness as we seek their intercession and blessings on us, our families, our church, and our nation. Let us rejoice with the universal church.